Welcome to WMAR Classic Games from the Vault. I'm Sean Stepner. This week we are bringing you Turkey Bowl 89, the 89th game between longtime rivals, the Calvert Hall Cardinals and the Loyola Dons. The Dons lead the series with 47 wins, 33 losses, and 8 ties. Loyola is trying to wrap up an undefeated season with a 6th straight Turkey Bowl win over the Cardinals. Our announcing team will be Scott Garceau and Rob Carlin in the booth, with Jamie Costello working the sidelines. Enjoy the game.
ABC2 Sports presents the Under Armour Turkey Bowl. The Loyola Dons versus the Calvert Hall Cardinals.
There is no place like home for the holidays, unless you're a high school football player playing the game of your life in an NFL stadium. Hi everybody, and welcome to M&T Bank Stadium. It is the Under Armour Turkey Bowl, the 89th meeting between Calvert Hall and Loyola. Scott Garceau and Rob Carlin with you. Happy Thanksgiving. And Rob, the turkey's in the oven, and these two teams are ready to play some football.
Oh, it's the 89th rivalry, 89 consecutive years. Loyola's dominated recently, winning the last 5, 19 of the last 23. But you know what? Calvert Hall's here to win this game.
Yeah, back in 1920 this started, before there was an NFL. Calvert Hall and Loyola were playing football. Let's take a look at some of our Murray Cellular players to watch in this game. And for the Dons, they've got a lot of playmakers. One right here, and running back Terrence Garvin.
Terrence Garvin is their home run threat. He's their big play guy. He's going to go play next year at West Virginia. Now, he's not going to play on offense. He's going to play on defense. Brian Abbott, his coach, said if you want to play on Sundays, that's where they pay the most. The fact that he's even saying Sundays and saying NFL, you know how good Garvin is. He had over 1,000 yards rushing, 17 touchdowns this year, rushing, 2 more receiving. He is absolutely the big play guy for the Dons.
Well, the Dons are undefeated, and don't forget about their defense. They've pitched 3 shutouts. 7 times they've held opponents to single digits. The man in the middle, Matt Heacock.
Yeah, he's just the prototypical Mike linebacker. He makes plays. You see him dropping back there for a fantastic interception. Couple of games this year, he had double-digit tackles. He's had 87 tackles on the season. He's the emotional leader on defense. And again, it's a defense that's only allowed 76 points all season.
Now, Calvert Hall, the Murray Cellular players to watch over there, it starts with the little man who makes big plays at quarterback. We saw him in the Turkey Bowl make his debut last year, Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's a little guy, but he has a tremendous heart. He's fast, he's quick, and like his coach Donald Davis said, he's tough as nails. He gets hit hard. He got hit hard last year in the Turkey Bowl, bounced right back up. He is absolutely the guy that makes that offense go. There you see his stats there, over 1,000 yards passing. 8 touchdowns, but he also had 8 interceptions, so he is prone to making some mistakes. He's going to be tested today against Loyola.
And for Donald Davis on the defensive side, one of his leaders comes out of the secondary.
Delano Frazier, he's kind of the big play guy on defense. The interesting thing about him, Coach Davis said that he really put a test to him during the offseason, said, I need to see you in that weight room, and Frazier responded. He comes up, he lays big hits, he's great against the run, he's the guy that makes things happen defensively for Calvert Hall. You see his tackles there, 35 solo, 40 assists. He is the guy to watch defensively as the free safety.
There's some of the top players we'll be looking at today in the Turkey Bowl. Let's take a look at the Mortgage Seekers' keys to this game. What do you have, Rob?
Well, we start with Loyola, and their defense, that is the key. As I said, they only give up 76 points all year. They need to keep Fitzgerald in that pocket, not let him make big plays. And 1-2-3 punt, they've been fantastic this year, forcing 3 and outs. That, of course, gets them good field position. That's what they're going to try and do today against Calvert Hall. Meanwhile, on the Cardinals side, last year, we all remember, on the very first play of the game, a 60-yard touchdown pass for Loyola. They can't let those big plays happen. It's been a big problem all year, so they got to keep away from that big bang theory, avoid the explosive plays, keep their offense in position to make plays, and potentially pull a huge upset today.
All right, Jamie Costello loves the Turkey Bowl almost as much as he loves turkey. We'll hear from Jamie and the kickoff of the 89th Under Armour Turkey Bowl coming up next.
The Under Armour Turkey Bowl, brought to you by Under Armour Performance Trainers, the first pure performance training footwear. And Baltimore County Savings Bank. Come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank.
Scott Garceau and Rob Carlin with you. We're just about ready for the 89th Turkey Bowl. And before we kick off the Under Armour Turkey Bowl, let's go down to the sidelines. That's where we find Jamie Costello.
You know, Scott, on this Thanksgiving morning, we'll sit on different sides, we'll wear different colors, and we'll sing different fight songs, but in the end, it's always the heart of the matter. Back in September, 3 men from 3 different eras died in 3 days of one another. Dennis Wolford, who was a student at Loyola, he wanted to be Matt Stover here today, kicking field goals. He died in a car crash. His mom and dad now have 55 sons. Mickey Lippy wore the uniform of the '92 Turkey Bowl. He was wearing the uniform of the Maryland State Police when his helicopter crashed back in September. And then there's Carlo Crispino, who played for Calvert Hall back in 1948. Never lost a game, but he lost his battle with lung cancer. But it was a Loyola dad who was his doctor who extended his life, Dr. Aldo Iacano. That's what this day is all about, remembering those players and remembering these players. Now let's go into the locker room with Loyola's head coach, Brian Abbott.
Get cut back. It's pretty simple. Guys had a great season. Worked your butts off since the summertime. It's about having fun. It's about you. It's about the coaches loving every one of you. You guys loving each other. It's about this community. This is celebrating everything you've done. And this is celebrating our community. All right? This one, again, is for you, your teammates, and for all those who can't play. Bring it in.
Let's go for the kickoff. Let's go upstairs. Scott Garceau, Rob Carlin at the mic. Guys.
Thank you, Jamie, and you got a little insight into what this means, taking a look at Brian Abbott. He knows the Turkey Bowl routine, but they got a chance, Rob, to finish a special season, to do something no Loyola team has ever done here today.
Right, and that would be win 11 games here, finish the season undefeated. Abbott said this might be the most complete team he's had, certainly the best offensive and defensive lines he has, and the great line that they said, Donald Davis said during the week when we talked to him, he said we're up against history. He knows that Calvert Hall has a chance to do something special here if they could knock off Loyola.
And Loyola hasn't had an undefeated season since 1960, so this has been a special year indeed. Loyola trying to go 11-0, Calvert Hall on the other side trying to pull a major upset. Donald Davis has them going in the right direction. It's his second year as head coach. He's improved that team. They've gotten bigger. They've gotten stronger. He's bringing more athletes into the program. They were very competitive against some quality teams this year. And there's Donald Davis right there. He's brought a lot to Calvert Hall.
Yeah, and I think he wants to model himself a little bit after Loyola. He wants to bring kids in young, teach them the system at Calvert Hall, and make them understand what it means to put on that jersey. And eventually, a few years from now, maybe be in this position where Loyola is.
Great conditions, sun shining here at M&T Bank Stadium as James Dubyaski tees it up, and we're just about set to go. He's a freshman. He'll kick off for the Dons. Back deep, Christian Cook and Ryan Gutowski. And the kick grabbed at around the 22-yard line, and a good return up across the 40, across midfield. Ryan Gutowski gets it into Loyola territory. 26 yards on the return, and nice position for the Calvert Hall Cardinals.
Well, Donald Davis could not have asked for a better start than that, as they come as a short kick. He fielded it nicely, got a couple of blocks. We see it here. He came up because that was a short kick again. Gets a nice little block there. He bounces it to the outside. You know he was thinking, let me get in that end zone right. Let me start this off nice. But still a fantastic start for Calvert Hall, just on their side of the 50.
Pat Fitzgerald brings him up, the 5'6", 150-pound junior. P.J. Quarry, the running back, out of the shotgun set. Fitzgerald looking to throw, heavy pressure. Gets away from a tackler. Here he comes near side. And he's dropped right near the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 on the play. Let's take a look at the Aldo starting lineup.
Timser Husen, Boston Middle School. Chris Hayward, Immaculate Conception.
Brett Gayhart, Perry Hall Middle School. Jovan Watts, Holy Name, Catholic School.
Savon Palmer, Pikesville Middle. Mac Manning, Odyssey School.
Robbie Toon, Pine Grove Middle School.
Luke Adolph, Boston Middle School.
Christian Cook, Sacred Heart Glendon. P.J. Quarry, Cottingsville Middle School.
Pat Fitzgerald, Immaculate Heart of Mary.
Second and about 10. On the ground trying to sweep the left side and nowhere to go. That's Luke Adolph, the senior. No gain on the play. At Loyola defense, as we said, they have pitched some shutouts this year. Let's take a look at the starting defense for Loyola.
Ellie Pullman, the Odyssey School. Alex Lugat, Loyola Blakefield.
Drew Simmons, Loyola Blakefield.
Doug Shaw, Trinity Middle School.
Drew Hoppus, St. James Academy.
Matthew Natick, General John Stricker Middle School.
Charlie Jones, the Woodmont Academy. Matt Heacock, Arbutus Middle School. Terrence Garvin, Loyola Middle School. Vince Snarsky, St. Pius.
John Nesco, Hartford Day School.
On 3rd and 11, Fitzgerald rolling near side, throwing upfield and incomplete. Well covered. Back on defense, Terrence Garvin on the coverage, so it's 3 and out for the Cardinals. Robbie Zoppo, the intended receiver.
Calvert Hall does not take advantage of that great kickoff return and good field position, but we see that Loyola defense. This is what Coach Abbott talked about. Only 76 points allowed, as we mentioned during the pregame. They certainly showed they're flying to the ball early on in this game.
Terrence Garvin and Vince Snarsky deep for Loyola. Ryan Gutowski, who had that good kickoff return, he's the punter for Calvert Hall. Donald Davis saying that Gutowski's done a good job all season in some rough conditions, but he pops this one straight up. Let's see if he gets a bounce here. No, just gets a sideways bounce, and it's out of bounds on the 41. Only 11-yard punt. And now Loyola will have their first chance with the football. We'll take a timeout. 10:06 to play first quarter. No score in the 89 Under Armour Turkey Bowl.
We here. Come on, fellas. We here. We here. We here. Let's go. We here. It's just the beginning, baby.
Calvert Hall bench, they're fired up. And now Loyola's offense goes to work. Connor Bruns, the 6'3", 200-pound junior quarterback out of the shotgun set. Terrence Garvin set up to his left. In motion. That's Snarsky. And Bruns looking to throw on first down, and it's incomplete. Calvert Hall's defense right there. Ryan Cullen, the intended receiver. Let's take a look at the Aldo's Loyola offense.
Doug Shaw, Trinity Middle School.
Matt Lentz, the Loyola Blakefield Middle School.
Ben Cranston, Loyola Middle School.
Luke Lardo, Ruxton Country School.
Ellie Pullman, the Odyssey School.
Charlie Jones,
The Woodmont Academy.
Brandon Floyd, the Mountain Christian Middle School.
Vince Snarsky, St. Pius. Matt Heacock, Arbutus Middle School.
Terrence Garvin,
Loyola Middle School.
Connor Bruns, Agassiz Middle School.
Eric Adamski on the stop as Terrence Garvin went straight ahead for about 3 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and long. Calvert Hall 3 and out. And now the Calvert Hall defense trying to force a 3 and out from Loyola. Brandon Floyd checks in. Floyd, coming off a broken arm, was just cleared to play Wednesday. He's a big-time receiver. He's averaged just under 20 yards a reception. Runs out of the gun on 3rd and long. Sets in the pocket, good time, throws near side. It's caught. It's complete, and it's good for a first down. Brandon Floyd, the guy we were just talking about, averaging nearly 20 yards a catch, picks up 14. Let's take a look at the Aldo's Calvert Hall defense.
Eric Adamski, Lockhaven Academy.
Andrew Sereno, the Gemesee School. Eden Wall, American International School in Israel.
Dylan Brum, St. Joe's Middle School, Cockeysville.
Renard Fox, Pikesville Middle School. Corey Bolick, North Hartford Middle School.
Chris Leitner, the Immaculate Conception School.
Ryan Gutowski, Sacred Heart of Glendon.
Paul Johnson Jr., St. Mary's Middle School.
Shane Ryan, the Immaculate Conception School.
Delano Fraser, Dumbarton Middle School.
Little Wildcat offense that time as Terrence Garvin took the direct snap and got 9.
Yeah, you're watching the NFL, watching Ronnie Brown and the Dolphins do it. It's a copycat league, right? Even down to high school.
Well, Garvin, size, speed, he's the whole package, Rob. 6'3", 210.
Yeah, and as we talked about, he's going to go play football next year at West Virginia for Bill Stewart. Look at those games against Calvert Hall. 23 carries, 198 yards. So he definitely gets up to this big Turkey Bowl game.
They give it to Garvin, trying to run out of a tackle. Good defense from Calvert Hall as they stop him near the 34-yard line. Renard Parks, he's the leader. They call him the run stopper. Remember, Bubba Harris kind of playing that position for Loyola the last couple of years and a dominant player in this game. Renard Parks, the same kind of player, 5'9", 209-pound junior. 69 tackles, 3 sacks on the season.
Yeah, and Donald Davis called him the prototypical Mike linebacker, big run stuffer.
3rd and short. Less than 2, backs in the eye. And straight ahead and a big hit. Matt Heacock got popped.
That's Renard Parks again, coming up there and filling the hole and making the big hit.
Heacock's a 210-pound fullback running into a 210-pound linebacker, and that time Renard Parks won the battle.
Great, just reads it well. Heacock's a tough kid, but he just buried his shoulders right into the midsection and drove him back.
So on 4th and short, Loyola will go for it. They've almost been unstoppable on 4th down this year. There it is, 16 of 20, 80% on 4th down. Double tight end. Bruns hands it off to Garvin. He plows straight ahead, and he has the first down as he gets down near the 30-yard line. A pickup of 4, just straight ahead power. And Brian Abbott talks about the difference in this team this year. He says our offense and defensive lines, Rob, and there you saw the offensive line just getting some push and giving Garvin room to run.
Yeah, and Garvin doesn't need much. He's a special kind of back. But you're right. Abbott said, that's the difference between this year and last year is the offensive and defensive lines, and they got a good push there on a 4th and short.
A little over 7 minutes to play, first quarter, no score. Loyola driving. Bruns in the shotgun. Rolling right, throwing, and it's caught inside the 10, down to the 5, to the 4 is Ryan Cullen. Cullen, the junior wideout, a pickup of 25 yards, and it's 1st and goal for the Dons.
And great getting Bruns out of the pocket, rolling him out. He likes to throw on the run. You see him here, he lines up, finds his guy, and throws an absolute bullet. And he threaded that in between a couple of defensive players. That's what Bruns brings, maybe different than Leon Kennard. Kennard could do it with his legs before he got hurt. Bruns is a more typical drop-back passer.
Full house backfield. Garvin plowed into that Calvert Hall defense, and he is stopped right near the 5-yard line. Good job by the center of the Calvert Hall defense. Cardinals digging in, trying to keep Loyola out of the end zone.
And so far, Loyola hasn't really established itself as much of a running game. You see Garvin get stuck there right at the line of scrimmage. And this is where you need to run tough inside the 10-yard line here. Calvert Hall so far has stepped up.
Really ran into his own blocker who got pushed back. So good job by Calvert Hall. Runs down low, looking to throw. Here comes some pressure, throws, and it's incomplete. Warren Kalkstein got a hand on it, but the pass high, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. Watch Connor Bruns, some good pressure on him, Rob, on this play. Calvert Hall's defense getting after the quarterback.
Bruns stands in that pocket, and he gets drilled there a little bit after the throw. He might have gotten with it. It's Eric Adamski who got in with the pressure there and may have caused the throw. There's a little bit high for Brian Abbott's squad.
Brian Abbott in the 7th year. He's gone 55-9 his last 5 seasons. Garvin split wide to the left on 3rd and goal from the 5. Looking for Garvin, lobbing it into the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Brandon Floyd, back on the coverage.
Brandon Floyd, it's a big kid. He's 6'2", 195. He's got colleges looking at him, Northwestern, Maryland, UConn. They didn't have him in on the first couple of plays, and I thought maybe that would be a guy that they'd want to just throw that little fade into the end zone. But credit Shane Ryan for getting back there and making a nice defensive play.
And it looks like Bran Hall, the offensive coordinator, and head coach Brian Abbott are going to pass up the 3 and try to convert here on 4th and goal from the 5.
And why not? With a defense that's so good, even if you don't get in the end zone, you're going to probably get great field position.
Snarsky, the lone running back. Bruns under center. Throwing the slant. Touchdown.
Great move.
Brandon Floyd on the inside for the score.
He took one step to the outside, turned Shane Ryan, and once those hips turned around, he beat him to the inside. That was an absolutely perfect route run by Brandon Floyd, and that's maybe why we're seeing the colleges are going to be looking at him. You see a quick strike by Bruns. He beat him right off the line of scrimmage. Easy 6.
Brandon Dunn in for the point after Brandon Floyd scores his 11th touchdown of the season. Dunn has converted 23 point afters. This one up and good, and Loyola breaks on top 7-0. 6:05 to play in the first quarter. The Under Armour 89th Turkey Bowl with Loyola up 7. Fourth and goal, Rob, and Loyola gets it done.
Yeah, 12-play, 59-yard drive here. Just like I said, just simple in pattern there by Floyd. He got Shane Ryan turned around. Nice throw by Bruns. They get on the board quickly here. And let's credit, that was 1 third down and 2 fourth down conversions on that drive. And that's been a problem for Calvert Hall all year. They get their defense in position to make a play, and they just can't finish it off. That's when Loyola went down in 3 different times. Again, 3rd and 2 fourth down conversions. And look at that. Early Dons get the worm. They've scored first in 8 games this year, so they put the pressure on other teams early.
Short kickoff. Ryan Gutowski again up the far sideline. Another nice return and good field position for Calvert Hall.
The Cardinals need to take advantage of it. They did not last time. Remember, they started their first drive at their own 49-yard line and went nowhere with it. They're getting good field position again. They need to take advantage.
20 yards on the return. Brings the ball out to the 40-yard line. And with 5:59 to play in the first quarter, the Calvert Hall offense will go to work. Twin wide receivers to the right side. Corey and C.J. Williams, the freshman running back, line up next to Pat Fitzgerald. And nothing going there. Oh boy, Loyola all over that one. Alex Lugat for a loss of 4 yards. Lugat nearly got the handoff. He was in so quick.
Great play by the Loyola defense. You see Fitzgerald handing the ball off to Quarry, and he gets hit immediately and dropped for the big loss. Once again, good field position, not taking advantage. And look at all the Loyola players run to the ball.
Second and 14 from the 36. Fitzgerald throws underneath, and it's knocked down. Nice job by Charlie Jones, the linebacker, got back in coverage. As they had an open receiver there, Jones breaks it up.
Jones drops back nicely. Jones a big play guy. 3 different games this year. He's had double-digit tackles. This time drops back in the coverage, reads the quarterback's eyes. You see him there, just watching Fitzgerald's eyes. And there was a play there. There's a play to be had, but Jones breaks it up nicely. Now we've got a 3rd and long.
Brian Abbott says Charlie Jones, one of the smartest players on his team, and made a smart play there, got back in coverage. So 3rd and 14. Fitzgerald, the junior quarterback, in some trouble, gets away. Look out, he can run. Oh, they got him by the ankle, and down he goes at the 35-yard line. Just when it looked like he may have some room to turn it upfield, Fitzgerald is sacked for a loss of a yard.
Matt Natick comes through and makes the big play, and you're right, Scott. It was all kinds of green in front of him. That could have been a first down conversion. Look at Fitzgerald, though. I mean, you joke, he's so small in there, it's tough to find him, and he was ready to make a run, possibly for a first down, but credit Matt Natick for making a big tackle and sack.
So Ryan Gutowski on to punt. Garvin and Snarsky back deep for the Dons. 4.5 minutes to play first quarter. Loyola with a 4th and goal conversion for a 7-0 lead. Another high short punt. Takes a good bounce this time for Calvert Hall. And it'll be down at the 45-yard line. 20 yards on the punt. We'll take a timeout. 4:14 to play in the 89th meeting. The Under Armour Turkey Bowl between Loyola and Calvert Hall.
You know, we're talking about Loyola trying to go 11-0. We'll run this play and keep talking, but Connor Bruns is under center here. We'll tell you about number 3 and what he's meant to this Loyola squad right after this.
1st and 10, Loyola on their own 45. They've got a 7-0 lead, and Garvin trying to get wide. He's got some running room across midfield. He's got a first down near the 42-yard line, a pickup of 13 as we go back to Jamie.
Yeah, Connor grew up in North Dakota, and his parents were looking for a school that would give both academic and also athletic accomplishments to their son. They landed here in Towson, and Connor Bruns took over for the injured Leon Kennard, who's going to Connecticut. And Leon has been the spiritual leader and the captain of this club since he started his sophomore year. But Connor has done just a great job in leading these undefeated Dons.
So sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky, and I think Loyola is both. Garvin, big running room up the middle, another first down near the 30-yard line. And Loyola, we know they're very good. They're trying to finish an 11-0 season, but how about the break? They think they got a great quarterback in Leon Kennard, maybe the best player in the area, and suddenly Connor Bruns falls into their lap. And all he did in his first game was throw for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns against Gilman.
Well, it makes it a lot easier when you got a guy like Terrence Garvin that defenses are going to focus on. He's already got 41 yards and 7 carries.
Short gain this time as Garvin got down just inside the 26-yard line. Dylan Brema on the stop.
Loyola now starting to establish themselves in that running game. The offensive line starting to push Calvert Hall back a little bit.
Well, Calvert Hall below 500 this year, but if you look up and down their schedule, competitive in most games against some good teams in the A Conference. And Donald Davis feels good about the future, that they're moving in the right direction. Runs, rolls near side, throws upfield. It is caught. And down near the 13-yard line is Brandon Floyd. Just got that ball in there. The coverage is pretty good, Rob.
Yeah, coverage is good. Floyd ran a nice pattern, and he's got that cast on his arm. You see that right there. As you mentioned, Scott, just got cleared to play after getting hurt against Valley Forge. Just a nice little pass there from Bruns. And again, what Bruns can do, he's got that tremendous arm strength. You said it's good coverage. He can squeeze it in there because of that great arm strength.
Floyd with a touchdown in this game, has 4 multi-touchdown games this season. Looking to the right, throwing. Oh, what a great play. Chris Leitner lit up the receiver there. You could see him break right on the snap. Great recognition.
He could have had 6 going the other way. If he wasn't so focused on making that big hit, he could have picked that pass off. It was a great read by Leitner. I mean, he was right there and makes the play. And Leitner's going to go next year and play lacrosse at Johns Hopkins. So he's a pretty special athlete. That was a great play.
Played lacrosse for Brian Kelly over at Calvert Hall, and Dave Petramala anxious to see him wearing Hopkins blue. But he's got size and versatility, 6'2", 190 pounds. Senior made a great play there. Second down and 10. Garvin straight ahead, not much there. Good job by the Calvert Hall defense. Dylan Brem. Well, so far Calvert Hall's defense, Rob, they've been pretty good. They just need to finish on 3rd and long, 4th and long. They've given up some plays.
And that's, again, that first drive. There was a 3rd down conversion and 2 4th down conversions, including that touchdown. Now is a 3rd and long. They need to come up with a big play here. Although Loyola very well could be in 4-down territory. They might figure getting 5 or 6 here and go for a 4th and short.
Yeah, they said they're comfortable anywhere inside the 20 attempting a field goal up to about a 37-yarder. Bruns out of the gun on 3rd and long. Blitzes on, throws near side, incomplete. So good pressure that time. Calvert Hall went with the blitz, and Vince Snarsky, the intended receiver, but Bruns had to hurry the throw.
And Bruns had Brandon Floyd wide open again. He kind of ran that same pattern, a little slant pattern into the inside, and had beaten Shane Ryan again, but Bruns instead threw it out to Snarsky for incomplete. Now it looks like they're going to go over and talk about what to do now on 4th down and long.
There's Brian Abbott. He's done such a great job with Loyola. I tell you, got the ultimate compliment from Donald Davis. He said it's as complete a team that I've ever coached against. He says there's no holes to attack, and then he laid on the $64,000 line. He said it's a team for the ages.
A team for the ages. They're up against history.
Basically, his feeling was if they win today, he said this will be a team 25 years ago. They'll be talking about that 08 Loyola team.
And they very well could. They finish off a season 11-0 and pretty dominating, too. Not like they've had many close games. They've pretty much dominated all season long.
You see the DW on the helmet for Dennis Wolford. The Loyola junior kicker was killed in a car accident on the way to school on September 26. The Loyola team has gathered more as a family. Dennis Wolford's family this week cooked the team dinner for Loyola. Brian Abbott said they had over 80 steaks, and as Jamie mentioned, now they have 55 children, but a tragedy. And Brian Abbott has dealt with some real tragedies. The Van Brooks incident several years ago when Van was injured and paralyzed in a Loyola game, and Loyola community rallying around the Wolford family. So on 4th down, they're going for it. Bruns rolling. looking upfield, throwing, touchdown. Bruns bought some time and got it to Vince Snarsky for his second touchdown pass of the game.
Great, again, that he likes to throw on the run. Another fourth down conversion here, this time from 10 yards out. They get Bruns rolling out to his right. He seems very comfortable with that. He had a couple of guys. Floyd was open, but he finds Snarsky right at the goal line, just followed his quarterback along the line, and Bruns throws a great pass. I mean, what a luxury to have a guy like Leon Kennard go down and have this kid transfer in and really open up a whole different world of plays.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but Brendan Dunn's point after through the uprights, and Loyola's on top 14-0, and kind of a tough deal for the Calvert Hall defense. They have played well, but on 4th and long, Loyola's found a way to make plays.
This is the plot line early on so far. Calvert Hall has forced Loyola into some tough situations. The Dons keep making plays, but so far it's been all Loyola. Obviously the 14-0 score here, but the total offense, 111 for Loyola, -6 yards for Calvert Hall. The defense is putting themselves in position to make plays. Loyola keeps coming through. On the other side, Calvert Hall has done nothing offensively.
There's the A-Conference Championship. Loyola won the title. Mount St. Joe at 4-1, and then Gilman, Georgetown Prep, McDonough, and Calvert Hall following. Calvert Hall unable to win in the A-Conference, 4-6 overall, but none of those wins coming in the conference. Kabyaski to kick off for the Dons. Good kick this time. Back at about the 11-yard line, it's Christian Cook. And Cook runs into heavy traffic as he crosses the 25. Ball out after the whistle. Play was blown dead. It looks like Calvert Hall will be starting around the 27-yard line. Raymond Jackson down on the tackle for Loyola. Final minute of the first quarter, 55 seconds to play, 14-0 Loyola. There's the drive, 8 plays, 55 yards. On 4th down, a 13-yard pass from Bruns to Snarsky. So if you're Calvert Hall, as you said, Rob, they played pretty well on defense, but the offense hasn't given them any help.
Yeah, -6 yards. They've got to get Fitzgerald maybe out wide a little bit, let him try and make plays with his athletic ability.
P.J. Quarry, the tailback, he gets it, finds some room up to the 30-yard line. Matt Heacock and Charlie Jones combine on the stop after a pickup of 3.
Donald Davis likes P.J. Quarry. He says now he's on the cusp of maybe playing collegiate level, D2, D3, but he, Donald Davis challenged him during the offseason to get into the weight room, and he has risen to that challenge. 579 yards rushing this year, 8 touchdowns, and he now knows if he wants to go play college at the next level, it's going to take hard work, and he's answered the bell.
2nd and 7 from the 30, final seconds of the first quarter. Little room on around the corner and up to the 35, pads popping and close to a first down. John Nesko on the stop. Good hard run that time.
And they're gaining yards. That's important now as the time winds down here in the first quarter. They get into a third. That's going to be a first down there for Calvert Hall. So that's, I believe, their first down of the game. So they're moving the chains now a little bit, establishing themselves a little bit, and we'll go to the second quarter and see if they can get some points on the board.
So time does run out on the first quarter. Calvert Hall with their first down of the game, but Loyola has a 14-0 lead. A couple of touchdown passes from Connor Bruns. A look at the first quarter stats with Loyola on top, 14-0.
Yeah, it really tells the story right there. It's been all Don so far. Calvert Hall just got going at the end of the first quarter now. We'll see if they can bring some of that momentum into the second quarter as they got their first down on that final drive there of the quarter, and they'll open up with the ball at their own 38.
Now, referee Reggie Cornish and his staff have yet to throw their first penalty flag, so that's a good thing, a clean first quarter. Look at that early lead, outscoring their opponents 96-9 in the first quarter. C.J. Williams in the backfield. And it's a handoff on the end around. Christian Cook trying to find some room. He's up near the 44-yard line. Picked up 5 on the play.
But again, they're starting to move the ball. They're starting to establish themselves a little bit. Nice call. They bring Christian Cook, who's really their big play wide receiver, in motion. Little end around there. And he gained some positive yards. It'll be a second and about 5.
Yeah, Cook carries the ball some. He's rushed 20 times for 41 yards as a touchdown running, but he's a good threat receiving. 28 catches, averaging 20.4 yards a catch. And they pitch it out this time wide to the right side, up near the first down marker. Joseph Impalaria, he got 3 on the play.
We'll take a look at it again as they start to gain some yards, get close to that 50-yard line, move the ball into Loyola territory is what they're trying to do. And they're moving the ball nicely now. They're going to measure this one.
Yeah, it looks like they're a tad short, yeah, but the length of a football short. We talked about Loyola, the way they've converted all year on 4th down. They came in 16 of 20. They're 3 for 3 in this game with 2 4th down conversions for touchdowns.
And now we'll see what Calvert Hall can do here on a 3rd and short. Got the quarterback keeper here?
Yeah, maybe. But remember, that quarterback's only 150 pounds. P.J. Quarry is their probably best inside runner. Backs are in the eye. And they give it to Quarry. He's got the first down. Spins out. Almost broke it. Got down to the 46 of Loyola. A 6-yard gain. Nice job, Rob. They needed this, and it also gives their defense a chance to catch their breath.
Oh, absolutely. With those 3 and outs that they were getting. So first couple of drives, this is huge for their defense to gain their breath. A nice blocking up front. They just pounded that ball forward. They only needed about 2 inches. They were able to get 6 yards there at a first down. They're in Loyola territory for the first time this game.
Alex Carroll checks in as a wide receiver for Calvert Hall. Off a left guard inside the 45, near the 43 is Quarry. Got about 3 on the play.
And a tough run inside. Charlie Jones stepped up and made a nice play. And Quarry just kind of ran over him and gained another yard or 2.
Augie Maselli. He was the head coach for Calvert Hall for a long time in this series, from 1974 through 87. Augie headed up the Cardinals, and he's the kind of guy Donald Davis leans on. Augie has seen and done most of it when it comes to high school football.
And give credit to Donald Davis. He is not afraid to admit, I can learn more, and he's going to pick the brain of as many coaches as he possibly can. Great defense there by Loyola.
Short gain by Impalaria.
Elliot Pullman.
Yeah.
Elliot Pullman's their guy defensively. Had 5 sacks this year. Takes on the block, just shucks it off, and makes a nice play defensively. Credit to Pullman there for making that play. Going to just take that block on, bounce right off of it, make the play. Then Loyola, Matt Heacock running to the ball, helping out there.
Christian Cook wide to the right side on 3rd and about 7. Impalaria, the tailback. Fitzgerald looking to throw, and he gets gobbled up. It's incomplete, not a fumble. His arm was moving forward. The pass ruled incomplete, and it'll be 4th and long. Let's see if Donald Davis brings on the punt team. Take another look.
Yeah, Fitzgerald just had no time. They wanted a quick little 1-step and throw, and obviously Fitzgerald didn't like what he saw and then just lost it. It looked like he hit his own man, Brett Gayhard, his center. Looks like he banged into him as Gayhard came back and just lost control of the ball.
I think we had our first tuck rule call of the day.
And they have to punt from here. You don't want to give Loyola the ball right around midfield.
Ryan Gutowski into punt. Vince Narski back deep for Loyola. Loyola with a 14-0 lead. 9:05 to play in the first half.
And Gutowski struggled. 2 punts that have been short. This one he gets, and he'll get a nice bounce there, and that's going to go inside the 5-yard line.
He'll get a high 5 from his teammate for that one, a 40-yard punt, but he pins Loyola all the way back on their own 5. Timeout on the field, 8:58 to play in the 89th meeting between Loyola and Calvert Hall. Back with more from the Under Armour Turkey Bowl right after this. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Scott Garceau, Rob Carlin, Jamie Costello down on the field, and all the ABC2 sports team. Hope your holiday's off to a good one. Loyola with a 14-0 lead. They've got the ball on their own 5. Garvin, the running back, lined up in the end zone. He gets the handoff, breaks a couple of tackles, gets wide across the 10, and knocked out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Good for a first down. Delano Frazier forced him out, but it's a 12-yard pickup from Terrence Garvin. And watch how he kind of picks his way here, runs out of a tackle or two, and then uses his speed.
Yeah, and then so much for having bad field position. For Calvert Hall had him pinned back at their own 5-yard line. One handoff, and they're out near the 20 on the 17-yard line.
Garvin now 10 carries for about 57 yards. Runs, low snap, handles it, throwing deep down the middle for Floyd, incomplete. Brandon Floyd looking for the deep 6.
And Frazier was there. You see him a little frustrated. He thought he might have had one right there. Floyd beat him to the inside. Frazier came over, the free safety help. And he had his eyes getting wide. But you see the strong arm from Bruns. He threw that inside his 10 to about almost to midfield, and Frazier had his hands on it. Would have been a great play. He got his hands on it. Breaks it up.
Ryan Shane also back on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Jones and Hartman double tight end. Garvin gets it going straight ahead, hurdles a tackler, now kicks it outside across the 30, and he's bumped out of bounds across the 35-yard line by Delano Frazier, but it's a pickup of 19, and Terrence Garvin's getting it cranked up.
Man, he's going to go play defense next year at West Virginia. There's definitely a part of him that wants that ball. Look at great footwork, hops over one defender, busts it to the outside, makes a huge play. He's starting to establish himself now. That line's starting to establish itself again for Loyola. Frazier comes up with a nice play on defense, finally take him down.
Donovan Eaton now the tailback for Loyola as Garvin gets a little rest, and Eaton running with room. He's close to a first down, may have it across the 45 up near the 47-yard line. It is a first down, a pickup of 11. Ryan Gutowski made the stop, but Donovan Eaton, he's no slouch.
A little change of pace. A 5'7" guy, he's got some speed, and he's made plays this year. He has over 200 yards rushing. He had a 2-touchdown game against Edmondson this year, a 30-yard touchdown against Valley Forge. So he's capable of making plays, and he sure did make one right there for Loyola as they get up around the 50.
Eaton had a 10-yard touchdown run in last year's Turkey Bowl. He gets the ball again, and not this time. Oh, Calvert Hall right there. Eden Wall, he ran into a wall, and it was Eden, 6'1", 285 pounds.
Big play by Eden Wall there.
Let's go down to the sidelines, and Jamie.
Well, I don't know if you can notice it upstairs, but down here you can notice the incredible size difference on the line between Loyola and the defensive line of Calvert Hall. And right now Loyola is just blowing Calvert Hall right off the ball here. And Calvert Hall's trying to penetrate a little bit, and they did just that the last play, but look at the size.
Yeah, that Jamie, you're right. That offensive line for Loyola averages 262 pounds. 275-pound left guard, a 270-pound center. Alardo's been playing right guard, 270. The small guys are Pullman at 240.
Have a dead ball for a start on the offense. Repeat 2nd down.
Hey, high school kids playing some pretty good football. First penalty of the game comes with 7:21 to play in the first half. That was referee Reggie Cornish Sr. with the call. Ben Cranston coming up to the line of scrimmage, the center. 270-pound junior. He'll snap it back out of the shotgun. It's Bruns on the draw play. Garvin hit from behind and spun up to the 49-yard line. Eden Wall again on the stop. Pickup of about 8 after the penalty.
Nice play by Garvin just to hold on to the ball, because Wall came from behind. So many times you see a guy gets stripped, but Wall got pushed back and then hustles back on the play. You see he was going for the ball, and Garvin, nice play to hold on and not lose control of it.
So it's 3rd and about 9. Ball just short of midfield. A little over 6.5 minutes to play. First half, Loyola leads at 14-0. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes from Connor Bruns. Bruns throwing on the slant, incomplete. Pretty good pressure. Brandon Floyd was the intended receiver. And Loyola brings on the punt team. First punt of the day for the Dons. Matt Naddick into punt, the junior. 16 punts on the year. He's averaged about 29 yards a punt. Christian Cook back deep in single safety for Calvert Hall. Loyola trying to complete their first undefeated season since 1960, and they've never had an 11-0 season. And Loyola's going to take a timeout. A little confusion with the punt team.
Brian Abbott's not happy about it. You see the look on his face. Even up 14-0 in second quarter. Yeah, you don't want to get the look from Brian Abbott.
We talked to Brian the other night as you look at Donald Davis on the other side, and he was talking about his middle linebacker. We said, who's the character on the team? He says, Matt Heacock. He says he'll have the guys dancing during calisthenics, and he says, but he's great. He knows when to do it and when not to do it. And I said, when does he know not to do it? And he said, when I give him the look.
he said he understands eye contact.
Brian Abbott. There's the Suns' top 10. River Hill, number 1. Loyola, number 2. Loyola ranked 3rd in some of the state polls, but boy, that would be a heck of a game. River Hill and Loyola, both of those teams has done this year is take care of everything in front of them.
Right, and that would be an absolute great matchup. It makes me wish that you can get some of these private schools and the city schools into the same kind of tournament.
And always a few fans at the Turkey Bowl with their shirts off. Today, not too bad compared to some years. Naddick hits a spiral, nice punt. Cook fair catch and makes it at the 13-yard line. So Calvert Hall gets it back after a 38-yard punt. 6:21 to play in the first half. Loyola on top, 14-0 in the 89th Under Armour Turkey Bowl. And welcome back to the Turkey. Oh, the water boy. Yeah. I think that might be Brian's son. Okay. That's EJ apparently, but Brian Abbott's son and daughter also help out in the water department. Calvert Hall, Fitzgerald with time. He's thrown it deep, and it is incomplete. Robbie Toon was the intended receiver. Garvin right there, and a good battle for the football.
He had him for a second. He got a step on Garvin, and Fitzgerald just couldn't quite get the ball there fast enough. But look at the little guy, lets fly, and credit to Garvin. That's where he'll play in college at West Virginia next year. Gets back and breaks it up.
So Donald Davis going for the big play, trying to get something on the board here. He got a couple of first downs their last drive, but the Loyola defense has really shut them down here in the first half.
But I like the play call. Be aggressive. You're down 14. You're pinned inside your own 20. Try and make something happen.
So C.J. Williams, the freshman, and he fights across the 15 up near the 17-yard line. Drew Simmons, defensive lineman, brings him down. Pickup of 3.
And Donald Davis called him a special talent. He's looking for more kids like this. A true freshman to come in, make plays. He had almost 200 yards rushing and a touchdown this year. These are the types of kids he wants to start bringing in.
You say true freshman versus a red freshman, or what's that about? Third and 7. Corey the tailback, Fitzgerald under center, and it's the end around, and that's not going to fool Loyola. Short gain, and then a late flag comes in, I believe. Christian Cook on the end around. I thought I saw a flag.
Yeah, there's one in the middle of the field there.
Kind of went right into the pile. Our referee, Reggie Cornish Sr., sorting it out. Number 113 on your.
May have been a face mask or something. It didn't seem like the play happened.
That's what I wondered, yeah.
You think there's enough time for a hold?
That's terrible, Brian Abbott says.
We have 5-yard face mask on the defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So it's not an automatic first down. It's a 5-yard penalty. And it's still short of a first down.
Looks like it'd be about a yard short of a first down.
And 3rd and 1. I read Brian Abbott's lips. He said that's terrible, but I guess he knew it was going against his team, right?
Right. I don't think he's probably, and he's a ref himself. You'd think he'd understand a little bit, but he's probably never thought there was a good call against Loyola.
Brian, one of the top lacrosse referees, has done Final Fours in a lot of big lacrosse games, and I'm not sure they got it. He ran right into the heart of the defense, P.J. Quarry, and then he got pushed back. Let's see where they mark the forward progress here.
Holman and Matt Heacock go in, stuff the play right at the line of scrimmage. The spot is going to be, looks like it's going to be a little bit short. No, they got it.
Yeah, it is a first down, so Calvert Hall keeps the drive alive. Take another look. There wasn't a whole lot of room there.
They didn't need a whole lot of space, though, to go. He just pushes it right up in the middle, and Heacock hit him. Pullman was there trying to drive him back, but they got just enough.
Calvert Hall with it just across the 23-yard line. 4:20 to play first half. They're down 14-0 to the undefeated Loyola Dons. Room up the middle for Corey. It's up to about the 27-yard line, a pickup of 3. We'd like to say hello to 7th grader Joe Gorman from Loyola Middle School. Joe is in Sinai and watching today's game in the hospital, and we wish Joe Gorman well as he cheers on his Dons today. Here come the Cardinals. Fitzgerald, he's won about 4 championships, the quarterback at Calvert Hall, in baseball, basketball, JV football.
Yeah, all he does is win titles. Runs into his fullback there, and they still get yardage here.
Look out, here comes Corey. Lost his balance as he tried to cut outside, and he's down around the 36-yard line, but a pickup of 8.
Credit the tackle to the 35-yard line, because he had some running room. See, the quarterback bounces off the fullback, and then Quarry, nice cut outside, and then just loses his footing there. Floyd right there to make the tackle.
Chris Leitner with a nice block on that play. Calvert Hall's got a long way to go, and that clock running with 3:10. Daniel Yarborough in the backfield. He's a big blocking fullback. The strongest players on the team. They pitch it out to Williams. Good running room for him. And the freshman C.J. Williams fights his way up near the 45-yard line. A pickup of 9.
And that's different from what Calvert Hall's done most of the year. They usually go 3 wide with a single back, but they obviously saw that they need some extra push there. And you see 31 Yarborough getting out. There's like a bowling ball looking for someone to block, and then C.J. Williams with the nice cut.
Yarborough, the strongest guy on the team, according to his coach. He says he'll bench press it up close to 400 pounds. So he is a big, strong kid, Daniel Yarborough, 5'10", 240-pound sophomore.
5'10", 240.
That's a bowling ball. Second and short, they're going to throw. Fitzgerald in trouble now, running to the near side, and throws it upfield, incomplete. Robbie Toon, the intended receiver. Fitzgerald took a big hit on the run. Elliot Pullman chasing him.
And give a lot of credit to Pullman. Pullman 6'2", 240. Fitzgerald 5'6", 150. And Pullman ran him down. He was getting blocked there, and he just could not really beat him to the outside. Pullman stayed right with him.
Smart play to throw it upfield and take the incompletion because he was going to lose a few yards. Clock stopped, 2:11 to play, first half. Loyola with 2 first-quarter touchdowns, the only scoring in the game at the 6:05 mark. Bruns hit Brandon Floyd on a 4th and goal from the 5, and then they converted a 4th and 10. Bruns throwing to Snarski for 13 yards.
Calvert Hall converted on their last 3rd down. Got a yard short here.
And they give it to the fullback. Straight ahead for the first down is Chris Leitner. So Leitner, future lacrosse player at Hopkins, playing both ways. Picked up 3 and gets the first down with 2:02 left to play. Well, how big would it be for Calvert Hall, Rob, if they could drive down and get 7 here before the half?
Oh, huge. I mean, obviously they're down 14-0, but just confidence-wise, I think they have to feel good that they're moving the ball now. But to move the ball and not put points up would hurt. There's under 2 minutes to go now. They need to get some points on the board.
Christian Cook wide to the near side, backs in the eye. Hand off. Uh-oh, this isn't looking good for Calvert Hall. Trying to get wide. P.J. Quarry and Loyola's defense with a good push. They lost 2 on the play.
Again, Loyola's just, I mean, they swarmed to the ball. Every guy coming up and trying to make a play. We'll take a look at it here as they bounce it out. They shut him down on the inside, tries to bounce it out again. Another guy steps up. That was Charlie Jones who got thrown off the ball. And they just kept coming. Waves of guys coming up and trying to stop the run, and they finally do for the loss Terrence Garvin pushing him out of bounds.
Corey's the tailback. Fitzgerald will go under center on 2nd and 12 from the 46. Quick drop, throws across field. It's complete to Christian Cook, and he got hammered right near midfield. Garvin and Natick up in a hurry. Fitzgerald got it out to him, but the defense right there.
Yeah, Garvin steps up, and that's what he likes to do. Likes to put big hits on people. See Cook there on the outside. Natick first, then Garvin comes over with the knockout punch.
Daniel Yarborough, the 240-pound fullback, checks in.
No urgency here for Calvert Hall, though. We're at a minute to go. 3rd and 12 from the 50, and they're in no rush.
Final minute of the half. 3rd and about 8.
What was going on there?
Well,
to take up that much time and then call a timeout on a 3rd and 12, under a minute to go.
We're going to take a timeout. 51 seconds to play in the half. It's 14-0 Loyola. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and there's the follow our lead. They've led at half 14 straight games, and they probably won about 14 straight games, right?
They get on teams quick. They dominate the first quarter. They lead at halftime.
So 51 seconds left. Calvert Hall's got a midfield 3rd down and 8. They trail 14-0. Fitzgerald out of the gun. Corey off to his right. Look out, pretty good pressure. Throws underneath, complete to Cook. Cook with some running room. He's got a 1st down, and he's dragged down around the 35-yard line.
Wow, 2 great plays. First with Fitzgerald to stand in the pocket because he got drilled as he made the throw, and then Cook determined to get that 1st down. Look at Fitzgerald, gets hit as he throws. Cook right there outruns 2 guys and gets to the outside for the 1st down. Great play by both Cook and Fitzgerald.
And that's why Cook averages 20 yards a catch. A little run after the catch. Fitzgerald throws wide, and it's off the hands of Cook, incomplete. And I'll tell you what, I'm not making any excuses, but over in that corner, Rob, turning back, they're looking right into the sun. Pass was a little high, but it's not easy catching down in that far corner this time of day.
No, but Cook wishes he had that one back. He wanted to make that play.
2nd and 10. Calvert Hall trying to get a big boost here if they could get something on the board here with 32 seconds left in the half.
A whistle down on the field. The refs are talking.
I think the play clock had been stopped and want to get the play clock running. The back judge. Play clock shows 25 seconds now as they reset it. Fitzgerald with a blitz on, throws underneath, and it is complete. Robbie Toon on the catch. Short gain on the play around the 33-yard line.
Is that the ref down? Looks like the referee is down.
An official injured apparently on the play. In a sitting position right there.
There's a nice pattern to Robbie Toon. Get to the outside. You're going to make the play, get out of bounds, stop the clock. He gets hit right into his knees, and he goes down pretty hard. See if he's okay. And you hear the crowd cheering as the official up to his feet now, but Calvert Hall gained some positive yardage there on the play as they try and get some points on the board here with 24 seconds left to go in the half.
Didn't ruin his Thanksgiving. Down but not out. Big play coming up here. 24 seconds left. 3rd and about 7 from the 33. Loyola needs to get down near the 20 to have a shot at a field goal. Fitzgerald trying to run, and he's sacked.
Well, the one thing he couldn't have happen was the sack there. He quickly calls a timeout.
Doug Shaw with the sack for Loyola, the senior. And the clock stopped with 13 seconds left.
That's Shaw's 4th sack this year. Fitzgerald tried to step up and make a play, but Shaw comes up and dumps him down now with 13 seconds. But heads up to Fitzgerald. Quickly getting the timeout, aware of the clock, aware of the situation on the field. Get a timeout and try and get another play.
Shaw, one of the big, strong guys with experience. He's been around. How about this compliment from Brian Abbott? He says he's the toughest guy I've ever coached. He said we have to tell him to stop pancaking guys in practice.
Please reset. Game clock 17 seconds.
I imagine he did not mind that play, Coach Abbott, though.
No.
That was the good kind.
Pancaking the other guys.
Yeah,
is
he
good.
likes that.
But Doug Shaw, he said, we're trying so hard. He said, I know he's a good college player. Some people look at him, he's only 6 feet tall. And he said, we tell him that he's got a great motor. He goes both ways. Wherever he goes, he's going to be a terrific college player because he's just so good, and he comes so hard, and he practices hard, and he plays so hard.
And he wrestled in heavyweights at 235. Heavyweights would generally go 260, 270, yeah, and he was wrestling 235 and winning. So he's just a tough guy. He's quiet. They say he doesn't talk very much. He just goes out there, works hard, and sets the tone.
Well, Loyola has been able to convert on 4th down for 2 touchdowns. Now it's Calvert Hall with about a 4th and 13 from the Loyola 39. Only 17 seconds left. They added some time to the clock. Fitzgerald has a man open. It's Cook, and he can't make the catch. Cutting across the middle down near the 25. He would have had a first down, but Christian Cook could not bring it in, and Calvert Hall turns it over on downs.
Great play call. He had him wide open in the middle of the field. He found a little soft spot there in the zone. You see as he delivers it, and I don't know if he may have short-armed it a little bit or if he stutter-stepped a drop, but he had him wide open. It could have been a first down. It could have been a big play. Interesting to see here with the big arm of Bruns. There's only 13 seconds left. They're at their own 39. If they don't go for a nice long pattern to Brandon Floyd, get out of bounds, and maybe chuck one into the end zone.
Yeah, no victory formation. Is not going to just drop a knee and call it a half here. Connor Bruns going to see if he can make something happen. There it is, Garvin on the draw. Outside, across midfield, and dragged down near the 46-yard line of Calvert Hall with 2 seconds showing on the scoreboard. A 13-yard gain for Garvin, who's had a pretty big first half.
Yeah, he's got to be up around 100 yards now, but probably about 99 yards. But earlier in the game, Bruns, we saw him throw from his own 10 out to about midfield. He's got the arm. They're inside the 50. He could throw it down there near the goal line and see what happens. Brandon Floyd, 6'2". He's bigger than most of the DBs that Calvert Hall has.
97 yards rushing in the first half now for Terrence Garvin, and I guess you know what you're getting with him, Rob, the senior captain. He started this season with a 5-touchdown game against Spalding and really hasn't taken his foot off the accelerator since.
No, and you look at some of these games, 173 yards and 3 touchdowns against Edmondson, 129 against Fork Union, $138 versus Curley, had 3 touchdowns against McDonough, 163 against Georgetown Prep, and he's well on his way now. He's up around 100 yards at the end of the first half. He's going to be putting up big numbers here against Calvert Hall, and he's had great success against them in his career.
5 of the 10 games Loyola's played, Garvin has run for at least 129 yards. Oh, I love the outfits.
As I'm bundled up here in my Under Armour gear up here.
Congratulations, seniors. They have Senior Day at Calvert Hall. That comes early in the week. Senior Sunday, 28 seniors honored, and the parents decorate the locker room on Senior Sunday to get ready for the Under Armour Turkey Bowl. So final play of the half here, 2 seconds left.
They're blitzing.
Bruns rolls, got some room, and fires deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Wow.
He had him.
Floyd was there around the 5-yard line.
He was backpedaling, or else he may have made that play.
So that'll end the first half. Loyola with 2 first-quarter touchdowns. Game probably a little closer than the score, Rob. Calvert Hall has played well, but Loyola converted twice on 4th down, and that's been the difference.
Right, it was those first couple of drives. It looked like Loyola was dominating. To give credit to Donald Davis and his coaching staff, Calvert Hall started making plays on defense, getting nice time-consuming drives on offense, and down 14-0 at the half. Considering how the game started, I'd say Donald Davis is probably pretty happy with the way that the first half comes to a close.
Bruns with 2 touchdown passes. It's a 14-0 Loyola lead. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group present the Coach's Corner. Here's Jamie.
All right, here's Coach Brian Abbott. 4th down. You're living on edge.
Well, we've gone for it on fourth down all year. We've been about 90%, and that's just how we play. We try to get in those situations.
I know you want a little more breathing room. What do you need to do in the second half to get that?
Well, just a little bit more consistent. Defensively, we've been misaligned a couple times, and we'll fix that.
How about the game Garvin's doing already?
Well, I'd like to see him run a little harder, and I'm sure he will in the second half.
All right, Coach. Brian Abbott going in the locker room with the lead, 14-0. We'll be right back.
The Under Armour Turkey Bowl, brought to you by Baltimore Mariners Indoor Football, setting sail for the ring in 2009. Carroll Fuel, count on Carroll. Kelly and KTBS Payroll, your total benefits and payroll solution. And The Island at Newland Sound. Welcome to the Baltimore County Savings Bank Halftime Report. Come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank.
Loyola leads 14-0 at the half. Jimmy Matzke is Loyola's high school scholar athlete. The senior wide receiver and linebacker has a 3.6 grade point average, and he scored 1330 on his SATs. Some of Jimmy's classes include AP Calculus, AP Physics, AP Computer Science, and Literary Criticism honors. In addition, he's a member of the Boy Scouts, volunteers at Pickersville Retirement Center, and played varsity rugby for 3 years and was this year's team's captain. Congratulations, Jimmy Matzke, Loyola's scholar athlete. Some of the flavor of the Turkey Bowl. You see the shirts off, the fans are here, and Loyola has a 14-0 halftime lead.
Welcome back to the Baltimore County Savings Bank Halftime Report. Come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank.
Chris Leitner is Calvert Hall's scholar athlete. The senior linebacker has a cumulative weighted average of 95.89. He's a member of the National Honor Society, and his senior classes include AP Economics and Psychology, along with Honors Calculus and Spanish. Chris has signed a national letter of intent to play lacrosse at Johns Hopkins and has been involved in peer education, fellowship of Christian athletes, and tutoring. Congratulations, Chris Leitner, Calvert Hall's scholar athlete. And our halftime highlights, there's the first one, 7-0, Bruins to Floyd.
Great little slant pattern. He hooks it up, and then here, this great defensive play by Leitner. You talked about him before. Dave Petromala is going to love him at Johns Hopkins next year playing lacrosse.
And then on 4th and 10, Bruns to Swarsky.
Great throw there by Bruns on the move. He seemed very comfortable rolling out of the pocket, especially to his right, and the Loyola converting on 4th downs early was the difference.
Our halftime stats is, see the edge, Loyola pretty much dominating the numbers, but Calvert Hall moved the ball late in the half, actually in the second quarter a couple of times.
Right, because those numbers are really skewed, because it was those first two drives, the touchdown drives by Loyola. Since then, it's been a pretty even matchup. Calvert Hall started moving the ball offensively. They were making plays defensively. Absolutely, it's more of a closely contested game since those first two drives.
Loyola, after their first undefeated season and nearly 50 years, they've got the lead. It's 14-0 at halftime in the Under Armour 89 Turkey Bowl. Our Under Armour speed play of the half. Here it is.
Bruns to Floyd for that first touchdown. Floyd 3 catches for 31 yards in the first half. Bruns 5 of 13, 69 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Well, I thought they set that play up too, Rob. Remember, they'd thrown the fade right before that, so you kind of get that guy leaning out to the quarter, and then they ran the end and right on the money.
And, you know, Floyd's got the height advantage, got 3 inches on Shane Ryan, who's the DB on that play, and he faked outside on that. He took a step to the outside, and once that happened, Ryan turned his hips. Floyd cut back inside, easy 6.
Again, the storyline for Loyola, they haven't been undefeated since 1960. They have never gone 11-0, and they have dominated just about this entire season. They've outscored their opponents 402 points to 76. coming into this game. They've recorded 3 shutouts. They're going for their 4th here today. And I think in 7 of their 10 games, they have held their opponents to single digits. So it hasn't been just big play offense. They've had that. The defense has been right there with it.
Well, it makes you think that Donald Davis wasn't just waxing poetic when he talked to us. I mean, this could be one of the great teams that Baltimore has seen, certainly in the A Conference, in quite some time. They're complete. They play on both sides of the ball. They've got home run hitters in Terrence Garvin and Brandon Floyd. They got great line play. That's what makes great teams.
Yeah, you're looking at some of the win streaks, and this thing has gone back and forth over the years. I mean, when you've been playing since 1920, there's going to be some runs. The longest streak there from 89 to 99. I broke it down by decades most recently. In the 60s, the team split dead even, 5-5. In the 70s, Calvert Hall had a 6-4 advantage. In the 80s, Calvert Hall had a 6-4 advantage. In the 90s, it was all Loyola. They won all 10 games in the 90s, and now in the 2000s, it's 5-3 Loyola. So both teams have had their days. It's been back and forth. Loyola's owned the series most recently, and they're trying to add to that today. But Calvert Hall is heading in a little different direction, and you got a feeling that in a couple of years, Donald Davis is going to have that program right where he wants it.
Yeah, it's an ebb and flow, and these things will happen. There's no real answer why Loyola seems so dominant over these past 15 or 20 years or so. But you know what? Brian Abbott showed during the week a tape to his team of the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, and you see it there. Ohio State's now dominating. Michigan's going to get back. Auburn's been dominating Alabama. I bet that changes this year. It happens in rivalries. Teams get better for a while and run for a little bit, and that's what's happening now with Loyola.
There you see the Cardinal as both teams are now back out on the field, ready to get it going in the second half. We talked about Donald Davis, the head coach at Calvert Hall. He went 30-14 in 4 years at Cardinal Gibbons in the B Conference, had some good teams there, got that program moving, and then moved over to Calvert Hall. Let's go down to the field now, where the Kelly Associates Insurance Group Coach's Corner with Jamie Costello.
All right, Coach Donald Davis, you got a game?
Yes, we do. It's exactly what we came to play. I think we caught them by surprise a little bit because they were expecting to be up probably 35-42-0 at this stage. Our kids came to play, and so did theirs. Right now, we're a couple plays away from really, really making this an interesting second half for our fans and our kids and everybody.
I think I just heard what you said in the locker room, but say it again in words. What do you think of the second half?
I just want the kids to have fun. Go out there and let loose and have fun and don't be tight and play together and enjoy this last 24 minutes that our seniors have together.
Would you say it's closer than the score indicates?
I believe so. I mean, we kind of bailed them out in some situations. They've had some great drives, but they score on a 4th and long where we really stopped them a couple times. They've converted some long yardage situations. So I think defensively we've done some good stuff. And, they've made some plays because they're a good football team. And I just think we haven't stopped them in some of those situations. We've shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, but we're working on it. We're a young team, and we're getting it. We're getting it.
Let's get to the second half. Coach Donald Davis and Calvert Hall. We'll be right back. Second half, Under Armour Turkey Bowl live from M&T Bank Stadium.
The Under Armour Turkey Bowl, brought to you by Aldo's, Baltimore's premier Italian restaurant in the heart of Little Italy. Management recruiters of Baltimore Timonium, experts unmatched in the recruiting industry.
And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope the bird's in the oven and you have a great holiday. Scott Garceau, Rob Carlin, Jamie Costello and the ABC2 Sports team sharing the Turkey Bowl with you. The 89th meeting, Calvert Hall and Loyola. This one started back in 1920, and it means everything to these kids, especially the seniors, the final time they get a chance. Scott Merkel will kick off for Calvert Hall. Pretty good kick. All the way back to the 5-yard line. Snarski coming straight ahead. He runs into a big pile. The ball is loose. Recovered. Penalty markers are down. Garvin picked it up and brought it upfield. We had a helmet off, a penalty marker down, all kinds of things going on. Football was loose, 29 yards on the return.
I mean, Donald Davis has to feel this is not his day. They get a ball to pop loose, and not only does it land in a Loyola player's hands, it lands in Terrence Garvin's hands, who's their best playmaker. Yeah, we see here they come up, Snarski gets hit, it's deflected right to Garvin, and he goes and gains another 15 yards.
I'd like to see it again, but it looked like it hit a foot here when it came out.
I think it was a hand. Snarski here,
right,
and he's the one that stayed down, pops out. Yep, one of the Calvert Hall players. It looked like number 10.
First down.
So a hold, going to push the ball all the way back to the 12-yard line. Calvert Hall huddled up at the 30-yard line, and they realized, hey, we got to run back about 20 yards here to get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're just talking about Garvin. These are his updated stats. 1,173 yards in his career, over 2,300 yards. He's the playmaker.
And Garvin gets the handoff on first down. He stopped just short of the 15-yard line. Andrew Serino on the stop, 250-pound senior, pickup of about 2.
He had 97 at the half, so he's just pushing 100 right now, depending on the spot of the ball.
19 touchdowns, 114 points on the season. He is a scoring machine. As Rob mentioned, going to be playing some defense for West Virginia. He might outgrow that safety position and turn into a heck of a linebacker. Garvin again. And no room there. Nice job, Dylan Brem.
And Parks, Renard Parks in there as well. Calvert Hall's defense has played well since those first, outside of a couple of 3rd and 4th and longs that Loyola's converted. Give a lot of credit to Calvert Hall.
I think Donald Davis is on to something. His team very competitive at the line of scrimmage. Here come the Dons, leading them up. Ben Cranston, the big center, 270-pound junior. Bruns will go out of the gun. He was 5 of 13 in the first half for 69 yards, but 2 touchdown passes. And that could be a delay of game. Yep, we got a delay. Loyola a little slow getting that one off.
Delay of the game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down, 3rd down, 3rd down.
So first the hold, and now a delay of game, and 2 quick penalties. We didn't have a penalty in the game until mid-2nd quarter.
It's got Baltimore's local home on the web for sports information, blogs, news, and video. The best part of WNST Radio is now at WNST.net, including blogs by a guy you may know, Brian Billick, and another one, Joe Flacco.
I remember him. Runs a little screen pass to Garvin across the 15 and up near the 18-yard line, but short of a first down. Daniel Yarborough on the stop. That's a pickup of 8, but it'll lead to a Loyola punt.
Credit Yarborough, the little bowling ball we talked about, out trying to run down Terrence Garvin, and he just keeps plugging away until he ran him down. And Calvert Hall comes up with a big stop, not only a big stop, but a stop inside the Loyola 20, so they should get pretty good field position out of this.
Remember, Calvert Hall was driving when the half ended. They had a good drive late in the 2nd quarter. Naddick to punt, standing inside his 5. It's a good punt. Fair catch called and made right near midfield by Christian Cook. So the Cardinals will have it right at midfield. They trail 14-0 in the 89th Annual Turkey Bowl. And welcome back to M&T Bank Stadium. Scott Garceau, Rob Carlin, Jamie Costello, and the entire ABC2 sports team wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. Football in the morning, turkey in the afternoon. That's the way they do it around here at Calvert Hall and Loyola.
It's a perfect day if you ask me.
Then you take in some pro or college ball, right? Fitzgerald now starts his team at midfield. It's a quarterback draw. Fitzgerald up the middle, and he gets about 7 down near the 43-yard line.
Good call coming right out. You want to get Fitzgerald out into space a little bit more. Let him create things. He's a great athlete. He's fast. You see, nice block in there by Quarry. Busts a little hole for him, and nice gain on first down. Sets up a 2nd and short. Calvert Hall, they've been running the ball today. It's their 22nd run play compared to only 9 passes. They know where their bread is buttered, and that's with running the ball.
Alex Carroll checks in as a wide receiver. Corey's the running back. Fitzgerald in the shotgun. Same play. Didn't fool him this time, and it's a loss. In there in a hurry, number 56, Doug Shaw. We've called Doug's name a lot today. A loss of 6 on the play.
I said it was a good play the first time. I didn't mean go back to it every single play. But again, you're trying to create something with their quarterback, their athletic quarterback, but Shaw sniffs it out, makes a great play defensively, and he's the leader. We talked about him in the first half. He's a quiet guy, but he makes plays, and he made a big play right there.
So now we're looking at 3rd and about 7. Out of the gun. Fitzgerald rolling near side. Throwing, and it's wide, incomplete. Trying to get it to Phil Castronova.
Charlie Jones made a great play defensively, the linebacker. He saw that play happening, dropped back in the coverage, and just got in the way of the pass, made it a tougher pass to throw.
And I don't think we're going to see a punt here. 4 down territory for Donald Davis.
Man, I don't know. That's a tough call. 4th and 7. You're at the Loyola 47-yard line. You don't convert. You're giving Loyola some good field position.
Well,
although their punter is not struggled today.
The punting is struggle, and now they are going to go punt. Yeah. On the other side of it, Donald Davis probably wondering how many chances he's going to get at this part of the field.
But it's 14-0. You know, they're still in this game,
and their defense has played well.
Right. I say try and pin him back. Nice punt. Great punt.
A boomer that's going to be a little too good into the end zone for a touchback. So Ryan Gutowski hit that one well. It's a 47-yard punt. When we come back, Loyola with the ball on their own 20. The Dons lead it 14-0 in the 89th meeting, the Turkey Bowl from M&T Bank Stadium. And the Carroll Independent Fuel fan cam. Loyola with a slight advantage. They've got the sun side of the field. Calvert Hall over here, a little cooler in the shade.
That's our side. It's a little cooler over here in the shade.
Let's go down to Jamie.
Would you agree with me, gentlemen, that this could be the drive of the game right here? Loyola's got to get some breathing room here. Everybody thought it'd be 40-0 by now.
Well, Calvert Hall's played some good defense. Let's see what they can do. This is Garvin. And he's got a first down up near the 35-yard line.
That was the Wildcat offense. Direct snap to Garvin, 15-yard gain. He's now up over 120 yards, his 6th 100-yard game of the season. You see the direct snap, get some nice blocking on the outside. But he's great footwork from Garvin as he busts outside for 15-yard gain.
Good block by Elliot Coleman. It's Garvin again on the direct snap, running to his right this time, and again running close to the first down marker up near the 44-yard line.
6 100-yard games this year. Only one game has been kept out of the end zone. So far, he hasn't gotten to the end zone, but the way he's driving now, he's up over 130 yards rushing now. Just pounding the ball here on the direct snap. Again, good blocking on the outside. And he doesn't need much. He just needs a little bit because he's so elusive.
2nd and 1. Bruns hands it to Garvin this time. And he's got enough for the first down up near the 47-yard line. Bernard Parks on the stop, a pickup of 3. So it's, let's see, it's Garvin left, Garvin right, Garvin up the middle, right?
Did you steal the playbook? That's what it says. Yeah, I mean, it makes coaching and play calling a lot easier when you've got a guy like that.
Ride your horse, right? 19 carries, 135 yards. The 2 touchdowns have come off the arm of Connor Bruns. One to Brandon Floyd, the other to Swarsky. Bruns throws, far side, it's complete at the 45-yard line of Calvert Hall. John Nesko on the reception. Nesko, a 6-foot, 170-pound senior. And Rob, one of the keys, big gains on first downs. They're looking at 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2s. You can do a lot with an offense when you get put in that position.
Right, plus when you're pounding Garvin like you are, that opens up the passing game. So I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they look to pop one long to Floyd.
Backs are split, flip to Garvin, trying to circle the left side. Finds a little gap and turns on the speed and gets down near the 36-yard line.
What a block by Heacock. He laid someone out. What a great block. Springs him for the 8-yard gain there, but you credit that.
Let's take a look at that play again.
And listen to the big hit. Well, it was boom. That's what the sound was. It was Ryan Gutowski that got run over there by Heacock.
First down, Loyola on the move. They started on their own 20, straight ahead. Garvin again, and he's stacked up near the 32-yard line. About 4 yards on the play. That turkey's going to taste pretty good at Terrence Garvin's home because he's working up an appetite. He's getting a lot of work.
I'm not, and I'm still looking forward to the turkey at my home tonight. But I would not be surprised the way they just keep pounding the ball and pounding the ball. Eventually, they'd run a little play action here and go deep to Floyd. They're going to look for a big play.
Daniel Yarbrough checks in on the defensive front for Calvert Hall. 2nd and 6.
There it is.
Runs, rolls near side, throws underneath, wide open. The pass complete. Charlie Jones, the tight end, was open, and that's a pickup of 12.
It was a great play call. They got Floyd going long on the play action pass. They got Floyd going long, and a secondary receiver coming across the middle of the field ends up being wide open as Charlie Jones. It's a nice play call. Delano Frazier, the safety, went over to help out on Floyd, and that springs the short guy open as Charlie Jones for a nice game. Runs now 7 of 15, 91 yards passing.
Driven about 62 yards so far in this drive. Runs, throwing far corner of the end zone, incomplete. A little long, intended for Brandon Floyd. Paul Johnson on the coverage.
We see now they're starting to open it up a little bit, look for those big plays. Now you probably go back to Terrence Garvin and just pound it away again on 2nd and 10, getting some yardage.
Corey Bolick checks into the Calvert Hall defense on 2nd and 10. 14-0, Loyola on top. 2 first-quarter touchdowns for the Dons. Connor Bruns under center. That's Garvin. He had a gap on the right side. Gets one, and he's gone.
He's gone.
Terrence Garvin scores his first Turkey Bowl touchdown. He's done a lot in his career at Loyola, but that's the first time he's hit the end zone in the Turkey Bowl. 19 yards for the score.
And a great bounce to the outside. Got a good block inside, and this play could have been broken up right from the start as the quarterback runs into his fullback, but he bounces to the outside, a little stiff arm, and then it's just a race to the corner of that end zone. There was no way Garvin was going to get kept out of the end zone there. Like you said, Scott, his first touchdown in his career in the Turkey Bowl.
Brandon Dunn has hit a couple of extra points. And now he's 3 for 3. So Dunn finishes what Garvin started. There he is, Terrence Garvin, the 6'3", 210-pound senior. Loyola now leads it 21-0. Trooper First Class Mickey Lippy from the Calvert Hall College class of 1992, a member of the varsity football team, lost his life during a medical transport working as a flight paramedic on a medevac helicopter on September 28. The Calvert Hall College class of 1992 celebrates and honors the life of Mickey Lippy on December 6th from 4 to 10 p.m. at the Green Turtle in Towson. You can call 914-364-1259 or an email address that you see on your screen for more information. Proceeds to benefit the Madison Lippy Trust, which is his daughter.
Look out!
Return. Here come the Cardinals. Ryan Gutowski going all the way. 2010 touchdown.
We got a flag though. Hold on. We've got a flag back at the 30-yard line.
Ryan Gutowski, who opened the game with a big kickoff return, goes 89 yards.
It's coming back.
But it's coming back.
Man, does that hurt Calvert Hall. What an explosive play by Gutowski. They get on the boards, and just a terrible time for a penalty there, and it'll bring points off the board.
Guess what? It's Calvert Hall's first penalty of the game, too, and what a bad time for it.
Oh, absolutely. All the excitement. They answer back from that touchdown there, but instead, they're not only going to bring points off the board, they're now going to start back probably inside their own 20.
And a block in the back. Cheating team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Calvert Hall fans not too happy with that. A block in the back costs them a touchdown. And here goes Ryan Gutowski. Cuts it back, finds a seam to his left, and away he goes.
May have been right there as he made that bounce to the outside. It didn't seem like much. It was hard to tell where the call was, But man, that's got to hurt the Calvert Hall. I mean, the psyche on the sidelines, you get back into it like that with a big play, and then it all comes back.
Ryan's father used to work for the Baltimore Colts, was their public relations director back in the 80s, Walt Gutowski. And Ryan, an excellent lacrosse player as well. He has signed a letter of intent to attend Bucknell next year. Here comes Pat Fitzgerald from his own 20-yard line. And on the ground, it's Corey. He fights his way up to about the 24, close to the 25-yard line. There's Ryan Gutowski catching his breath after that kickoff return that he thought he had a touchdown. He goes both ways, plays some defense. Returns kicks, he punts, he's a busy guy.
That really would have changed the dynamic of this game there to get Calvert Hall on the board like that so quick, a quick strike score.
Fitzgerald under center. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Cook's in motion. From the pocket with some time, now scrambling, and he's run out of time. Fitzgerald sacked. Loss of 2 on the play. Doug Shaw got to him, and Doug Shaw just having a terrific game for the Dons.
You saw there Fitzgerald talking to Luke Adolph. That's who he was looking for over the middle, but just couldn't get open. Nice defense by Loyola. Fitzgerald wanted to make the throw, and he just couldn't. It's Loyola defense, man. You got to credit them. They have been fantastic.
Third and 7. Calvert Hall trying to get on the scoreboard. They trail 21-0. The 89th annual Under Armour Turkey Bowl from M&T Bank Stadium. Fake to Cook. Pressure now. Fitzgerald on the run. Far sideline, incomplete.
Big hit by John Nesko. He threw it up and the player's down. I think that's Leitner. It's down on the sidelines.
Chris
He took a
Leitner,
big hit.
yeah, helmet off. And hopefully Chris is okay.
Fitzgerald had him at first, but there was too much pressure. So Fitzgerald forced to roll out and try and make a throw on the run, threw it a little bit high. And you know, Scott, when a player has to go up high, he's left unprotected. Nesko came over. You see, wanted to make the throw and then rolling out, just gets away from him a little bit and watch Nesko come over and kind of leave his feet. Well, that's a big hit. That is a big hit. Ball got there same time as Nesko did. Leitner goes down. And he is still down on the sidelines. Let's hope he's okay.
Calvert Hall training staff, and you see Coach Donald Davis over there checking on Chris Leitner.
Leitner's a big kid. He goes 6'2", 190. But just the way he got hit, kind of up around the head.
He's okay, up on his feet. That's good to see. Chris, of course, got a lacrosse career in front of him. A great player for Brian Kelly at Calvert Hall, and he'll be playing for Dave Petramala and the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays.
I imagine Petro is watching this. Get up, kid. Get up, kid. He looks like he'd be all right. Looked like he may have just landed a little awkwardly again. It was a big hit.
Well, when you're up that high in the air, there's a long way to come down, too. Could have got the wind knocked out of him. Chris appears to be just fine, and that's good news. Speaking of Johns Hopkins, Donald Davis played his college football. The Calvert Hall head coach at Hopkins, and he says Jim Margraf, still currently the Hopkins coach, it was his coach, has had a lot to do with him, and he's learned so much about coaching from Jim Margraf. He also mentioned Stanley Mitchell, the former Dunbar and Morgan coach, Bill Mackley, legendary high school coach in this area. So Donald Davis says he takes a lot from all of those people.
Another short punt.
Popped it up. Let's see, he gets a bounce this time, though. Gutowski gets a pretty good roll.
We got a flag. We got extracurricular going on the sideline. Away from the ball, Nesko is going to get called for a penalty. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. 2 guys locked up on the side of the ball. They were going at it pretty good, and then Nesko came over at the 3rd hit, and he's going to be the one that's going to get the penalty.
32-yard punt for Ryan Gutowski. And Reggie Cornish, our referee, going to make the official announcement here on the personal foul.
Looked like we had a dead ball, personal foul on the receiving team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It looked like it was Warren Kalkstein and Jason Deckelbaum from Calvert Hall that kind of locked up, some pushing and shoving, and there's that 3rd guy in, as I said. I think it was Nesko that came over and laid a pop in, and that's who got called. He hit Jason Deckelbaum, so that sends him back 15 yards.
Brian Abbott, oh boy, he's a little exercised with that 15-yard penalty.
Baltimore's local home on the web again for sports information, blogs, news, and video. The best part of WNST Radio is now at WNST.net, including those blogs by former Ravens coach Brian Billick and the current quarterback, Joe Flacco.
Direct snap, Garvin on the right side. Big hit there. Short gain on the play, about 3 yards. Andrew Serino.
Garvin on the last drive, the touchdown drive, 6 carries for 58 yards, including that 19-yard touchdown. So they're pretty much going to Garvin now and just pounding out the time, pounding out the yardage.
Up to 155 yards on the game. There's Renard Parks. He's got the dual shoes going right there. Looks over, gets the defensive signal. Runs, fires over the middle. It's complete. Brandon Floyd on the reception, and then he's stacked up right near the 50-yard line. They stop his forward progress after a pickup of 16. You saw the strong arm from Bruns. The throw right to Brandon Floyd.
And that can't be easy for Floyd. He's got that cast on his arm. Just got cleared this week after missing a couple of games. And a tough catch in traffic. Bruns stands in the pocket, delivers a strike. Nice play. A little bit behind him. Makes a nice catch. Taking on 3, 4, 5 guy. He never went down either.
Eden Wall checks into the Calvert Hall defense. 2:10 to play, third quarter. Loyola on top, 21-0. The Dons trying to finish their first undefeated season since 1960. They've never been 11-0. Bruns on the run, throws, it's complete. Inside the 35 is Ryan Cullen. That's a 17-yard gain.
Bruns really looks comfortable rolling out to his right.
We got a flag down.
Maybe a late hit on the quarterback. Bruns rolled out, made the throw. We'll get the call here.
Here's Reggie Cornish to tell us what happened.
Yeah, personal foul, roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So 15 upfield for the Dons, and take a look at the hit.
Oh, that's way after. That's Leitner. Maybe still smarting from that last hit on the other side. Not much of a hit. It was just very late after the throw.
Late after, but remember you saw that in slow motion too.
Right.
At full speed, it's maybe not quite as late, but it did earn a 15-yard penalty.
Runs now 9 of 18 for $125.
From the 17-yard line, Loyola, 1st and 10. Bruns rolls, looking over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver was the tight end Charlie Jones. That time Brandon Floyd well covered, another flag down. So all of a sudden the pace of the penalties has increased here.
So Bruns in a little play action, rolling out to his left this time. Looking for Charlie Jones.
I think initially, Robbie, he wanted Floyd, but Floyd was covered.
Personal foul.
Another late hit.
Offense, 15-yard penalty, second down.
Let's go down to Jamie on the sidelines.
Well, we got some squawking going on in the front line there, some pushing and shoving, so they'll be in the principal's office on Monday.
Or maybe in the coach's office right now. The coach gets it before the principal does, Jamie.
Yeah, right.
So the ball now pushed back to the 37-yard line. Loyola has to get inside the 10 for a first down. Down near the 8-yard line. It's second down at about 29. Draw play. Garvin dancing, finds a gap right up the middle and gets inside the 30 down near the 27.
just so elusive back there, because he could have been trapped behind the line of scrimmage and made a couple of little stutter steps and got himself loose.
I was going to say, it looked like a play that might get a yard or two, but he turns it into a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, and on the draw here, you see where he gets the ball. I mean, he's hit almost immediately. That could have been a loss of about 3 or 4 yards, but just shifty moves back and forth, finding holes, and ends up gaining 10 yards.
He's got the full package, size and speed, 6'3", 210, and he's a good instinctive runner. Put a good move to get by Eden Wall on that play. Bruns looking near side now, throwing deep. He's got a man open, touchdown! Right on the money to Vince Snarsky. Snarsky's second touchdown catch of the game, a 27-yard score, and Connor Bruns now has 3 touchdown passes.
Just a little pump and go. You see Bruns fakes once, and then he's throwing long. Nice throw. Snarsky beats his man. I mean, that's a beautiful throw for the touchdown.
Snarsky got up hobbling a little bit after that play. His second score of the game.
You feel better when you're getting up hobbling from a touchdown.
Yeah, right.
If he had dropped it, he might have been in real pain.
Dunn on for the point after. Dunn, a 5'7", 250-pounder, boots it through, and here's that touchdown. Perfect toss.
Yeah, just a great throw, and he's only a junior, so he's going to be back next year, Connor Bruns. Remember, he only took over midway really late in this season and has been such a tremendous part of the offense, had 733 yards coming into this game with 8 touchdowns. He's tacked on 3 more here today. So Brian Abbott loses Leon Kennard to an injury. He's going to lose him as a senior anyway to go to UConn next year. And now he comes in with the transfer from North Dakota, Connor Bruns. Loyola's going to be just as strong next year, at least at the quarterback position. A 6-play, 70-yard drive, 2.5 minutes, 27-yard touchdown to Snarsky. This one's starting to get away now from Calvert Hall.
So Vince Snarsky's got another Turkey Bowl left. He's only a junior, but what a day for him. There's that drive again, 6 for 70, and the 27-yard score. Bruns' third of the game, and Snarsky's second touchdown catch.
Snarsky only had 2 touchdown catches on the season.
Saved the best for last.
Saved the best for last, the most important game.
Well, the last kickoff was run back by Gutowski, and then was called back. This one goes to Christian Cook. Cook gets away from a couple of tacklers and gets up near the 27-yard line. 22 yards on the return. And for Loyola now, the challenge for that offense is, hey, let's see if we can break that shutout.
Right, exactly. And that's they need to start moving the ball again. You know, at this point, the game may be getting away from them as we close out the third quarter down 28, but you're right. You want to get some points on the board, learn from this game, try and move the ball against a good, solid defense, get something out of this.
Pat Fitzgerald's the quarterback under center. Cardinals start on their own 29-yard line. A little running room on the left side for P.J. Quarry. He got about 5. Drew Simmons on the stop. There's only been 1 shutout in this series since 1996, and that was 2 years ago when Loyola beat Calvert Hall 26-0.
A lot of nothing games, though, back in the 20s.
Back in the day, it was tough to score. Corey turns it upfield across the 40. He's got a first down near the 41-yard line, 6 yards on the gain. Matt Natick on the stop. And that is the end of the third quarter, and it was a good third quarter for the Loyola Dons. Terrence Garvin ran one in, and then Bruns to Snarsky for a 27-yard score. Loyola controlling the scoreboard and the stats through 3 quarters. A big edge, rushing, passing total yards.
190 yards rushing, 180 of that coming from Terrence Garvin. That's a new career high. He had 173 earlier this year against Edmonton. Sets a new career high with 180 yards in his final Turkey Bowl.
So we start the fourth quarter. Calvert Hall on their own 40-yard line. And they bring the end around and maybe get a yard. Not much room for Christian Cook as he came off the right end. Short gain on the play. Loyola trying to finish off their season undefeated with a perfect 11-0 record. That would be the first time in school history the Dons have gone 11-0. Calvert Hall came in at 4-6. Second down and 9. C.J. Williams is the tailback. He's the freshman. What a future for him, and he gets the pitch. Going to his right now, cuts it back, and no room there. He's stopped for a loss at around the 36-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play as the Dons strung it out, and when Williams tried to cut it back, there was nothing there.
And a player for Calvert Hall is down. Again, you see a swarming defense as Williams tries to make something happen. Made a couple of nice moves with just too many guys there. And it looks like Tavon Palmer goes down for Calvert Hall, and he hasn't gotten up yet.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Here's Jamie.
All right, Augie Maselli just yelled, "Walt, get in there." Joby Walt, the Hall of Famer with the Cardinals here, the last undefeated team with Calvert Hall. Loyola's trying to go undefeated. It is not an easy feat, is it?
It's not an easy feat at any level. High school, Pop Warner, college, pro. It's a tough task. You go undefeated, and when you do, it's a great accomplishment.
What's it like to come here and watch your Cardinals? You know you'll be back.
Oh, Calvert Hall will be back. They're young right now, and they got some good recruits going to be coming to the school. And give us a couple years, and when the kids get a little older.
What's it like to come back and watch?
That's always great. I've been doing this game for the last 13, 14 years, and it's always great to see people that I played football with and just seeing the red and gold out there on the field.
All right, I'm going to ask Scott Garceau a question here. Scott, does Joby Walt still hold all the records, the passing records at Frostburg?
There's one he doesn't have, and that's most times sacked.
You hold the oh, he's coming up there. He's coming up right now. All right, you know what he said? You hold the record for, what was it again? You hold the record for
everything but most times sacked.
Most times sacked.
Oh, that's true. A little slow.
All right. Go over there with Augie. Calm him down. He's hot. All right, we'll see you, Joe.
Good to see you. Thanks, Scott.
All right, man, we'll see you. Back upstairs.
Joby still got some of my money on a Ravens golf trip, I think. He skinned me in Atlanta, I think it was. But, yeah, Joby, a great player, high school and college level. We're going to take a timeout. We'll see Tavon Palmer getting attended to back right after this. Tavon Palmer, the senior lineman, getting some attention on the sideline. They brought the card out, and good to see him walk off, Rob. Looked like he had a knee or a leg injury of some type, but getting some congratulations, and the trainer's checking him out. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, that card came out, and he's like, nah, I got this. I'm going to walk off the field here. Hopefully he's okay. Tough way to go out as a senior in your last Turkey Bowls.
3rd and long for Calvert Hall. They've got the ball on their own 36-yard line. 4th quarter, 11:08 to play. Loyola on top, 28-0. Fitzgerald running, throwing, and incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Mac Manning.
The problem is they had 2 receivers out there and about 5 DBs out there. The numbers don't equate for Calvert Hall.
Yeah, third in a bunch, everybody playing pass. And now Ryan Gutowski on to punt for the Cardinals.
Not had a punt return all day. All the punts have landed and have been out of bounds or down.
Snarski back deep for Loyola. Snap a little high. Oh, just got it off. High short punt. Snarski fair catch. Oh, he juggled it a little bit, but pulled it in. Warren Kalkstein nearly blocked that punt. The snap was a little high, and there comes Kalkstein.
It's a great effort.
We'll take a timeout. Loyola on top, 28-0. There you see Van Brooks in the Loyola locker room. Everybody loves Van. was injured his senior year, paralyzed, and shows some great spirit, and the community really rallies around him. He's driving, going through physical therapy still, attending Towson University, and Van Brooks very much a part of the tradition of this game, and especially the Loyola Dons. A 4-yard gain on that last play. Donovan Eaton, the ball carrier. Eaton playing his final Turkey Bowl. He too is a senior. Loyola, as Donald Davis said, maybe a team for the ages here as they try to finish a perfect season. This is Eaton. Good room, first down into Calvert Hall territory, down to the 45. Another first down, a pickup of 13.
Man, he looks good, Donovan Eaton. He's quick, he hits the holes, he runs hard. He's just been stuck behind Terrence Garvin.
That's what I was going to say. The only thing wrong with him is Terrence Garvin's in front of him.
Yeah, but you get some nice blocking out there and just quick feet and not afraid to take on some. He gets hit, he gets hung up in midair, but yeah, it's a tough runner.
Brian Abbott calls him a ball of muscle. Built low to the ground at 5'7". This is Garvin. He gets down close to the 40-yard line.
Eaton's got 27 yards on 4 carries. Garvin's got to be up over 160 or over 180 now. That's a pretty explosive running attack.
Brian Abbott talks about his commitment, his team in the offseason. He said they were in 4 days a week at 8 a.m. in the morning in the weight room, and it was that commitment that made this team what it is. He said, we're not the biggest team, but we're the strongest team I've coached at Loyola, and we're an experienced team. Runs,
Lloyd
going deep. He's got a safety, too, and it's picked off. Delano Frazier got over and made the play. Played that center field perfectly and picked off Connor Bruns.
It's his second interception of the year, and Floyd ran a little pattern, went to the outside, and then cut upfield. He had him, just overthrew him a little bit, and Frazier drops back in the coverage and makes a nice play. Frazier's their big play guy on defense. You see him moving over. Ball's just a little overthrown, and Frazier comes up with a big defensive play. Look, it's 28-0. May not win this game, but they're still playing for pride, and that was a big play by Frazier. He could say he got an interception in the Turkey Bowl.
And now Pat Fitzgerald will try to put a little spark in the offense here and see if they can get on the scoreboard and break this shutout. Christian Cook comes wide to the left side. Joseph and Pagliaria into the backfield. And he is sacked right near the goal line. Nearly a safety as Doug Shaw came firing in there for a loss of 8 yards.
Man, I never even saw him come out from under center. He was under attack right from the snap. Bobbled it, that's why. Busted play, and he's just kind of running for his life there, and Shaw comes through. And you're right, about half a yard. They're going to mark it at the 3.
If there's a defensive player of the game, I think we're looking at him right there, because Doug Shaw has been in the middle of everything.
You see that stat, boy, that tells the story. 363 to just 71 yards of offense from Calvert Hall. And they had a couple of good drives, end of the first half, beginning of the second half. But Loyola's just sort of pulled away and dominated.
Calvert Hall better hurry. That play clock running down on them, and now they have to take a timeout. They had a little confusion in the huddle on a substitution, and the clock started running down, and now Donald Davis trotting out will huddle up his team. Donald Davis in his second year at Calvert Hall, and he said we need to get better players and work harder in the offseason. They did work hard this past offseason. Let's take a look at the Island at Newland Sound game summary. There you see the scoring. Loyola got going in a hurry with 2 touchdown passes in that first quarter, Rob.
And you credit Bruns. He's got 3 touchdown passes in his first Turkey Bowl. Garvin gets in for a score. It's been all Loyola on offense. There have been times for Calvert Hall to stop them and made it interesting, but just too many weapons in that Don's offense.
Yeah, they shut him down in the second quarter, came out early in the third, moved the ball a little bit, and then a couple of quick strikes, and Loyola pretty much put the game out of reach. Let's go down to the sidelines. Our man, that's got it all down there, Jamie Costello.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about Van Brooks and what he has meant to Loyola, but Leon Kennard has meant on the field and on crutches. This kid is just a leader in what he's done to this team, keeping them all together, leading them through this undefeated season, leading them through the death of Dennis Wolford, leading them through the death of Coach Bauer's father. I mean, this kid is just an unbelievable. His sister just came down and yelled at me because he didn't mention her. She's in from Arizona for Thanksgiving with the family here today. And she goes, you go to Leon and say, remember his sister. So, sis, there you go.
Hey, Jamie, how many people have you had come up to you in the last month say, don't forget to mention my kid or my nephew or my cousin in the Turkey Bowl?
I got 18,000 in my pocket.
Oh, boy. It is fun, and it means so much to the communities of these two schools. Shared this tradition since 1920. Third and about 12. Fake me out. The run goes to the right side and close to a first down.
That was faked out too. I wasn't sure who had the ball, but a nice run.
Nice fake from Pat Fitzgerald, a 10-yard gain on the play. And they're just a little short of the first down. Luke Adolph, that end around.
That was quick. Nice ball fake by Fitzgerald. Gets him out on the edge, gets in the space, and they're about a yard short of the first down. Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt the ball away.
Brian Gutowski in to punt. Standing inside his 5. Loyola nearly blocked the last punt. Gets this one off, a little floater. And this is Garvin. Head of steam down the far sideline. And he gets down close to the 20-yard line.
There was a saving tackle there. Garvin
Jimmy
saw
Snyder.
he saw that end zone, but Jimmy Snyder makes a nice diving play, maybe saving 6.
Clock stop, 6:34 left in the 89th Turkey Bowl, and it's been all Loyola on this one. And there's a touchdown saving tackle, Rob.
Yeah, Garvin had that end zone in his sights, but Schneider makes a diving play and just trips him up. Nice play.
And this is Garvin into the pack here of Cardinal and goal there as the defense kind of swarms them. Lost a yard on the play. Eden Wall in there, Sereno, the defensive lineman. A little bit about 6 minutes away from turkey time here for Loyola and Calvert Hall. Direct snap to Garvin and the play whistle dead. We got a false start, I believe.
Have a dead ball, false start. Offense, repeat, second down.
So back 5 for the Dons. Well, Loyola came into this game outscoring their opponents 42-76. So it's now up to 430-76, and it's been pretty much complete domination like this for them all season. This game isn't much different than most they played this year.
Yeah, this is a good team. I mean, the coaches are right.
No holes.
Yeah, no holes, absolutely. They play solid, great line play, and then just a couple of big play players in Garvin and Floyd and Bruns.
And then when you go to a backup like Donovan Eaton, that's not a bad second back to throw at a team. 5 yards on that gain, down to the 20.
And again, we're saying all this, and we're forgetting about Leon Kennard. I mean, the kid's going to the UConn
Probably
next
the
year.
top player in the area.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, so they really have some weapons. Brian Abbott has done a fantastic job getting good players in here. It's exactly what Donald Davis said. You want to bring good players in, and any coach will tell you, they're a genius when they got good players. Charlie Weiss was a genius when he had Tom Brady.
Oh, false start there. Jumping Doug Shaw. He hasn't done much.
Dead ball, false start, offense, repeat, third down.
Shaw hasn't done much wrong in this game. Brian Abbott rubbing his brow, but Shaw has had a great game on defense. He's on that offensive line.
He's up 28-0.
That's what
Coaches are never happy.
Yeah, that's what makes the good ones good, right? They never give in. Brian Abbott in his 7th year, 55-9 in his last 5 years at Loyola. Spent 8 years at St. Paul's.
Step up, step up, step up.
Runs on the run this time. Ooh. It's hit hard down around the 12-yard line.
Corey Bolick with the nice pop there at the end. Runs mobile, gets on the outside. Got some legs. He can run, make some
size.
plays. Yeah.
6'3", 200 pounds. He's going to be tough to beat again next year.
But you see right at the end there, Bolick, a little frustration maybe taking out there at the end.
Loyola's had a great run of quarterbacks. The recent Turkey Bowl history, Brady Smith, the left-hander who went on to play Boston College, Joe Lennon, of course Leon Kennard the last few years. He would have been the guy this year. And now we've got Connor Bruns adding to the legacy of the quarterbacks at Loyola. Right down the middle, good look. And he finds his man inside the 5, down to the 3. Charlie Jones, the tight end, kind of double hitched that time, Rob. Saw the defense, pulled it back, and then found Jones.
And he just kind of winged it in there, kind of sidearm. Raynard Parks came in and got some pressure on him. Watch him stand in the pocket. Here comes Parks and just kind of wings it out sidearm. Nice throw.
Saw the strength of the arm. He just kind of flicked that wrist right on the money. 4.5 minutes to play. Loyola trying to add to a 28-0 lead. Full house backfield. And it's Eaton off the left side, finds a gap and goes in standing up. Donovan Eaton, he had a touchdown last year in the Turkey Bowl, and he's in.
They had Luke Alardo plays offensive line in the backfield there in that big stacked backfield. And little Ben Eaton just followed in, number 78, Luke Alardo. You see him on the outside there, great block. Eaton bounces off of him, gets in for the score. It's now 34-0.
Luke, 270 pounds. He's from the pizza family, Alardo Pizza. I think
Just
he's had a slice or two. Extra point popped up and good. And it's 35-0. Let's take another look at the touchdown here. Alardo leading the way. And Donovan Eaton, the senior, in for the score.
And they didn't really do anything tough. They just kind of lined up, went after it. You know, at this point, you say they're just kind of tacking on. They're just running the ball straight forward. They're not going to, give in here. They're up 35-0 now. A 5-play, 21-yard drive, capped off by that Eaton touchdown. And now they're playing for that shutout, and it's looking like a pretty good bet at this point.
We talked about the tragic loss of Dennis Wolford, the Loyola kicker who lost his life in a...
Oh, look, they're on TV. Hey, there you go. They just noticed that.
Lost his life in a car accident on the way to school. And the community reaching out, the football community as well. When they played Georgetown Prep, the teams gathered for a prayer before the kickoff, and Georgetown Prep contributed $5,000 to the Dennis Wolford Scholarship Fund. So if you're interested and would like to contribute to the Dennis Wolford Scholarship Fund, you can get onto the Loyola webpage, Loyola Blakefield webpage, and the information is there.
It's a classy move there by the school, and such a tragic loss. It happened on a game day morning, and the team decided to go out and play that night. Had to be a tough choice, and they had the coaches in. Jamie had both coaches in yesterday, and they talked about that. And Donald Davis said, my heart goes out to you for what you guys have gone through this year. So I think you put aside all the football and the rivalry when it's something like that.
And the Wolford family very much a part of this Turkey Bowl game today. Their son here certainly in spirit. They prepared the team meal. Brian said about 80 steaks to serve the team meal earlier this week to get them ready for the Turkey Bowl. And the steaks apparently were just what the team needed because they played some pretty good football here today. You see
the sign there on the
picture of Dennis
sideline.
and his number 60 all over on players' helmets and guys wearing it on their wristbands. 3:49 left to play. This one's been over for a while. New quarterback, Frankie Kelly. Oh, a long line of Kellys at Calvert Hall, from football to lacrosse. And Frankie, the latest junior, has done some holding for him. Throwing one touchdown pass this year. And he hands it off to P.J. Quarry. Pick pickup of 5 on the play. There's Frankie, 5'9", 155-pound junior. Limited action this year, has only thrown 6 passes, completed 2 of 6 for 26 yards and a touchdown. 3 minutes left to play in the Turkey Bowl. Good crowd here today. A lot of them have left now. They're headed home for some bird, I think. Pitch out near side. Joseph Impalaria gets it up around the 35, short of the first down. About 4 yards short. It'll be 3rd down and 4. (29-2) the last 3 years, 3 straight A-conference titles. And look at that, they scored about 32 points and only given up 9. Loyola 2 minutes and a few seconds away from their 4th shutout of this season. As Frankie Kelly can get the Cardinals down the other end in a hurry. They keep it on the ground. Clock running, it's short of a first down. Donald Davis is going to punt here or go for it on 4th and short.
Scott, one more reminder, Baltimore's local home on the web for sports information, blogs, news, video, they got it all. The best part of it, WNST Radio is now at WNST.net. There's blogs by Brian Billick, the former Ravens coach, and Joe Flacco, the Ravens quarterback.
4th and 2, Loyola sends back a safety like a punt, but there's no punt here, so he sneaks back upfield. On the ground, and I don't think they got it.
They sure did.
Impalaria, no room to run, as that Loyola defense, they have swarmed all day to the football, and they were there to stop them, and they turn it over on downs. Let's go down to the sidelines. Jamie.
All right, to give us some historical perspective on this possible win by Loyola today, John Stewart, Mr. Loyola, what does this mean, undefeated going 11?
First off, possible with 1:06 to go. Okay, this will be our first undefeated 11-win team in school history.
All right, you were 9-0.
9-0 in 1960, 8-0-2 in 1944. So since we've been at Blake Field, this is the best record undefeated we've had in football.
Out of all the football teams that you have seen come out of there, how does this rank?
Right at the top. Right, it's got to be right at the top. We've had some great one-loss teams, but this one's right at the top. Well balanced, well coached, and they deserve what they get today.
All right, here's Mr. Loyola. You know him, John Stewart, back upstairs.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. And you know, I think what he said. Well, looks like Coach might be a little damp here. He may have got
Gatorade shower.
Yeah.
There it is. They talked about, Donald Davis said this one for the ages. Well, it certainly is. The 3rd undefeated season in school history. The 11 wins, a school record. It's a special team, and Brian Abbott certainly enjoying right now as the clock winds down. And Loyola, they are the champs.
An incredible year for Brian Abbott and his Dons as they win the Turkey Bowl here today. 35-0 the final score. They finish 11-0, first undefeated season since 1960, and as Jamie said, they have never had an 11-0 season. So pretty much dominated this one start to finish. Give Calvert Hall credit. They played hard. They hung in there pretty much through the first half, but Loyola, too many horses.
No, absolutely. But again, give credit to Calvert Hall. Donald Davis is building something here. You see young players that are showing potential. They got a good quarterback, good running back. They're going to start being a factor here in the next couple of years. But right now, the A-Conference is all about Loyola.
89th Turkey Bowl is in the books. Loyola, 35-0 winner. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
The Under Armour Turkey Bowl, brought to you by Under Armour Performance Trainers, the first pure performance training footwear. And Baltimore County Savings Bank. Come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank.
Our Under Armour speed play of the game, well, there were a lot of them. Connor Brooms, 3 touchdown passes. Number 2 to Vince Snarsky.
Great pump and go, beautiful touchdown pass. Runs pretty good in his first Turkey Bowl.
And the player of the game, this man was everywhere. Rob, up and down the field, Terrence Garvin.
Yep, 27 carries, 190 yards, and that touchdown, his first one in the Turkey Bowl. He's going off to West Virginia next year to play defense. But man, if they need him, he's going to be a big help on offense.
Brian Abbott gathering his downs. There's Garvin, the trophies out there, and it's a happy Thanksgiving for Loyola, but a happy Thanksgiving for everybody. This is a great tradition. Loyola's had the best of it lately, but something that's been going on since 1920 in Baltimore.
Yeah, and this is my first one, and it was really worth coming out. It was a great event, a big crowd out here, filled up pretty much both sides, so a lot of fan interest in this one. It was a great event, and you know what? Again, give credit to Brian Abbott for what he's built. It's a machine that they've got at Loyola, and Donald Davis is building something at Calvert Hall, so this game's going to only get better as we move into the future.
And when you look back in the history books 25 years from now, a lot of people will be talking about the 2008 season, the year that Loyola dominated from beginning to end. So congratulations to Brian Abbott and his Loyola Dons. They finish 11-0, their first unbeaten season since 1960. Calvert Hall finishes their year at 4-7. And we want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving on behalf of Rob Carlin, myself, Scott Garceau, and the entire ABC2 Sports team. Thanks for being with us on this 89th annual Turkey Bowl. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.